Yeah, well, it's a really interesting one with the way that the table is looking, with the amount of money purse that each franchise has. There's a sort of middle clump all around the 20, but then there's a couple of outliers that are quite high, 30 and 40. So that has a real bearing as you're trying to work out how much each player is going to go for, and then that has a bearing on your strategy. So you have an ultimate strategy, which everything goes your way, but then you start looking at what if, and what if, and what if, and that takes you down rabbit holes, and you try and work out different scenarios so that you're not caught short on the day. You don't want to panic and make a buy that hasn't been thought about. So it's just going through all the combinations. It's trying to work out how much money you can spend on each player and how that looks when you add them into the players that you've kept. It's actually one of the most important parts of the season, and you really have to be good at it, and it's become quite complex. The main thing is still there. You're trying to get the best 11 cricket side that you can, and obviously you've got another 11, 12, 13 players that can fill in the gaps. And this year, of course, there's the extra dynamic of having a potential wildcard player that can come in. So that's added a massive dimension to the thinking around the auction, of course, the strategy of how you want to play. Well, we have a really proud record in Chennai, Chepok, and we really value the strength we can take from our home ground. There's some real subtlety around the way you can play there, and we also have to accept and appreciate it's been years since we've played there, so there will be a slight change in conditions, and we have to identify that and get up to speed quickly. But I think in general we know the style of play that works in Chennai, and if we can replicate that or advance that, then that gives us a good chance of winning half of our games. And of course, if you do that, you're going to be in the mix come finals time, and that's been a method for us for a number of years. We really had to change the way we played the last few years with moving away from here, and we're quite proud of the way we did that. But it was a challenge, and now we've got to go back to our DNA and what's worked for us in the past. We're not going to go over the top because each year we want to do well. It's not that we're going to do it extra hard because we had a bad year last year, but we learned some good things last year. We had some injuries, major injuries to players at crucial times. We had a couple of things to deal with, and again, being away from home. But in saying that, we still need to buy well in this auction, and we need to improve the way we play. We weren't good enough last year, and each year teams get better. So you've got to keep evolving, and that can be a challenge. There's a certain obviously amount of talent. There's a huge amount of talent in India, but putting that all together takes time. We've gone from being a well-oiled machine that won it to having that ripped apart. It's very hard when you win to keep the team intact because the value of your players goes up so much higher. So it's a start again year last year. It didn't go that well, but hopefully we'll put the stepping stones in place for this year to be better. There's no doubt that the IPL works well because of the talent that's in this country and from the top players down, but it's often the stories from below the top that aspire and inspire players to do well and get into the IPL. So we really enjoy that aspect. Giving young players an opportunity is really important. We're known as sort of an older side, but behind the scenes working with younger players is an important aspect. Cross your fingers, it's a little bit like that. We're going with the best laid plans, and we're hoping they come through, but often you have to pivot, and often other teams can have exactly the same plans as you and have a little bit more money. So cross your fingers. We're best intention to get the best team we have, best players we can have, and that's what we'll do.